The 2024-25 season is here, and the pride of London is back to its best. Chelsea have finally escaped their banter era and are backstringing wins and putting points on the board. Thanks to their new manager, Enzo Maresca, Chelsea is slowly fading away from EPL's greatest laughingstock and into one of England's finest football teams once again. Manchester City, Arsenal and Liverpool might be the strongest picks to be crowned Premier League champions this season, but Chelsea aren't backing down from the challenge. With 2 wins and 7 goals scored in the last 2 games, the Blues are en route to reclaiming their long-lost European glory. So in this video, we'll unravel Chelsea's redemption story and why the Blues are well on track to clinching a top 4 spot this season, the fall. But first, let's rewind the tapes to May 29, 2021, back to the glorious Champions League final night in Portugal, when Chelsea defied unimaginable odds and defeated Manchester City to lift their second UCL trophy in the club's history. With Thomas Tuchel at the helm and the Blues living in Wonderland, it felt like nothing could go wrong for the European champions. However, a year later, the entire club fell apart. After Roman Abramovich was forced to sell the club in 2022, Chelsea fell into the hands of an American billionaire who knew football as soccer and saw Chelsea as a money-making opportunity. Right before our eyes, Todd Boehly's blind plan to build for Chelsea's future left the club with nothing to live for in the present. The club witnessed a significant overhaul in a winning system to become one of the most dysfunctional teams ever. And after billions were spent on recruiting countless wonder kids from across the globe, Chelsea only produced poor results and performances that make you wonder if money brings happiness. Or in this case, why is more money causing more problems for the team? The truth is, the new Chelsea owners had absolutely no idea how to run a football club. In the past 2 seasons, they've had 5 different managers coaching the team, leading to a 12th place finish in 2023 before Mauricio Pochettino rescued a 6th place finish in 2024 to qualify for the Europa Conference League. He was also the manager who finally got good results from this young Chelsea team. However, the Argentine's reign ended with another sack letter. Todd Boehly's obsession with every shiny new item on the market led to the appointment of Leicester manager and Pep's former assistant Enzo Maresca. Before his championship success with Leicester, Maresca only won the Premier League 2 title with Manchester City's youth team before he was sacked after he failed to lead Parma back into Serie A. The rise. Now, in Chelsea's colours, the Italian manager had a huge task to bring Chelsea out of a gaping hole and back into Premier League contention. It didn't just stop at getting shiny new managers. Chelsea also spent over £200 million on new signings in the summer transfer window, with João Felix, Pedro Neto, Jadon Sancho and Kieran Dewsbury-Hall joining the club in the summer. Chelsea added more fresh and talented players to the roster. After years of trying and failing, Chelsea has finally cracked the code to their unsolvable problem. Now, Chelsea isn't just scoring goals, they're back to controlling and winning the games. One key factor in their rise back into the limelight was their intelligent transfer deals this summer. In a team stacked with a truckload of talent, it's really hard to get your ideas through to all of them. Even many of football's greatest managers will struggle in such an environment. So Maresca and Chelsea's front office devised a plan ahead of the summer transfer window. Maresca divided his squad into 2 groups. One group of 22 players he planned to work with, and the other group of reserves who trained separately. Even though many considered the decision harsh and ruthless, it had to be done. With the departure of Romelu Lukaku, Conor Gallagher and Raheem Sterling, among many others, Chelsea shed their unwanted players and added more experienced young players to the mix. Now, getting Manchester United's winger Jadon Sancho on a loan deal with an obligation of £20 million has proved to be the best summer deal. With Mykhailo Mudryk struggling to find form and Raheem Sterling loaned out to Arsenal, Jadon Sancho's arrival was the perfect solution for Chelsea's left-wing problems. In just 45 minutes of action against Bournemouth, Sancho completely changed the game and was unstoppable for the opponent. He dribbled past his opponents twice, completed 86% of his passes, created 2 big chances, assisted Christopher Nkunku's game winner and finished with the player of the match honours on his Chelsea debut. It was like watching a whole different person compared to the player we saw at Manchester United. He was way more confident driving at and taking on opponents, leaving them guessing what he would do next, bringing back shades of the player we all adored back in his early Dortmund days. João Felix's permanent move to West London has also yielded great results. After recording a goal in just 54 minutes of action in the league, the Portuguese is off to an excellent start for the Blues. Add on Pedro Neto's assist on his Chelsea debut and Noni Madueke's re-emergence with 3 goals in 4 games, it's only a matter of time before they become a huge problem to handle. Now, at the heart of the resurgence is the 2024 PFA Young Player of the Year and the coldest man on the planet, Cole Jermaine Palmer. It's fair to say that the English forward was the sole reason Chelsea survived a relegation battle last season. His incredible 25 goals and 15 assists ranked third best among the top 5 leagues, falling just behind Kylian Mbappe and Harry Kane. Parma came up clutch for the Blues, either scoring game winners or creating them. At one point, Chelsea was nicknamed Cole Palmer's Football Club. Another fantastic show at the 2024 Euros saw Palmer help England to the tournament's finals. Now, entering his second season at Chelsea, Palmer has taken his game to a whole new level. After losing out to City in the game opener, the English forward doubled down to take Chelsea out of the drop zone, opening his goal-scoring account for the season with a brilliant lob finish over the goalkeeper before setting up Noni Madueke's hat-trick heroics in the 6-2 demolition of Wolves. It took just 25 minutes as Palmer assisted Nicholas Jackson's game opener against Crystal Palace before a mixture of scuffed chances and easy stunning equaliser had Chelsea settle for a draw at home. In just 4 league games this season, Palmer has recorded a goal, voted as the Premier League Goal of the Month for August, and currently leads the league with 4 assists and ranks second in big chances created. By this time into the 2023-24 season, Chelsea only had 4 points in the first 4 games to start the season. They lost to West Ham and Nottingham Forest, secured a draw against Liverpool, and won only against newly promoted Luton Town, leaving the Blues rooted in 12th place. 4 games into this season, Chelsea is currently seated in 7th place after they amassed 7 points and scored 8 goals with a positive goal difference. We can't do without appreciating the insightful brains behind Chelsea's rise to the top is Enzo Maresca, the man who single-handedly revolutionized Chelsea back to winning ways. The Italian manager didn't just bring stability to a team with a suffocating wealth of talent, but Chelsea now has a compass and direction for the foreseeable future. The goal is still focused on young talents, but the approach was much more pragmatic and meticulous rather than speculative going forward, prioritizing the team playing together as a cohesive unit rather than relying on individual brilliance. His possession-based philosophy revolved around the traditional 4-2-3-1 formation. The million-dollar midfield duo of Moisés Caicedo and Enzo Fernández has been a constant figure under Maresca's system, with Caicedo dropping off as a defensive midfielder, while Enzo got a license to roam as a box-to-box midfielder. In front of the midfield duo is elite all-round attacker Cole Palmer, who weaves through defences effortlessly. The English forward has had some responsibility lifted off his shoulders thanks to Noni Madueke, João Felix, Pedro Neto, and now Jadon Sancho stepping up to the plate. Leading the lines is none other than Senegalese forward Nicholas Jackson. Following up on his impressive 23-goal contribution in his debut season in Chelsea colours, he scored 2 goals and recorded an assist in 4 games this season. While many fans still criticise his toothless goal-scoring ability and horrendous decision-making in front of goal, Christopher Nkunku is lurking and itching to take Jackson's spot in the starting lineup. The French forward's 11-minute cameo was the key in securing Chelsea's 1-0 win in an enthralling game against Bournemouth, coolly dispatching the game winner past the outstretched hands of the goalkeeper. Having such an incredible goal-scoring threat as a second option is an absolute gem for the Blues. However, Chelsea's only problem lies in the defence. Only a handful of the defenders are confident on the ball, and whenever they're called to defend, they're found wanting. With 7 goals conceded across all competitions this season, Chelsea's record needs to change to have a strong shout against a top team like Arsenal, a team that defends as good as they like to score goals. However, Chelsea's journey to the top is a marathon rather than a sprint that's liable to hit incredible highs and plummeting lows. However, one thing is certain: Chelsea's success is on the horizon. Chelsea will look to continue their impressive run of form and make their way back to the top 4 spot on the league standings, and maybe they can add the odd silverware at the end of the season. Well, only time will tell. So, what are your expectations for Chelsea this season? Are top 4 aspirations too high of a mountain to reach for the pride of London? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and while you're there, please like the video and share it with your friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel and stay glued for more fascinating and insightful football videos. Until next time, take care.